Alright, ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in. We have about a 15-minute time lapse here for you, and this is the biggest and most ambitious one yet. This is a complete redesign of the city of Rome. Not for efficiency purposes, but for beautification. So, I really went into this one just saying, where would buildings look good for the terrain that we have, rather than saying, where are they most efficient? And that becomes apparent as soon as the time lapse ends, when the economy goes into complete recession. But we'll deal with that later in the episode. So, for this time lapse, things were a little different. There was a lot of trial and error when I was first recording it. I was like, yeah, not happy about this, moving this, and switching things around. And I felt like that would be a real nightmare to edit, and also it would just make the time lapse really jumpy for you to watch. So what I ended up doing was going, okay, I'll do all my do-overs and things like that, and then I'll take a screenshot of the layout of the city, and then I'll load the game, go in, and build that layout. And that's what I'm doing here. So if it looks like I have some sort of grander purpose to where things go, or there's not much trial and error, that's because on my other monitor I have a screenshot of what I would say is about 70% what it ends up being, because I do change things as I go, and I didn't do any of the ornaments and stuff. It was more just the street layouts, where buildings could be positioned, and like I said, I was really just going by feel of what I thought could look good. So it's mostly around the river, and where the biggest buildings are is what I was copying the layout of. But yeah, just thought I would, let you know, because it might look weird otherwise. Anyways, so our first little compound is done. It's a little Vigiles and a Medici, surrounded by walls. I just felt like if it's going to be deep into the heart of the city, these buildings have dirt around them and stuff, right? They don't have paving, traditional paving anyway, like the streets. So they kind of stand out when you put them right next to marble roads or cobble-block roads. So I felt like if we enclose it in walls and then we put down the flagstone underneath it, it could look a little bit better that way. So I'll probably try to enclose most of those types of buildings from now on until we get different skins for them, or until they do upgraded versions or something. I don't know. Anyway, so we have our theater, of course, and we're starting to do more dense blocks of housing now. So this is a different kind of block I'm experimenting with here. So keeping them really close together, but with a few extra roads in at the back allows us to position that. I'm also starting to put in some different buildings. Forgive me watching this back, I don't fully remember what even buildings I put everywhere. I think next to the theater, it's the one that makes the togas. It's the Loom Weavery, I think it's called. I think that's it anyway. And that has a good area of effect. So obviously trying to include some production buildings as well, mostly based on aesthetics rather than effect. So here I'm going with a jeweler. This was actually a slight mistake, because I thought, in looking at the production chain right in front of me, that if we wash up the gold, we take the gold from the river, that will just go straight across into the jewelers right there. So I wanted to have them close together, but silly old me, I forgot obviously it needs to be smelted first, so we'll get to that later in the episode too. It still has a pretty good effect for the building though. It's prestige, so it's nice to have patricians and things around it. And it's going to be next to the library and stuff. Maybe next to the forum would have been better, but it's cool. It's it looks like a shop front. When they walk by it at the front, you can see they're displaying their wares and jewelry and stuff. So you could imagine the patricians are taking a stroll along the river and they come across some jewelry and stuff and they fancy a little shop in there. Something like that would be nice. Alright, so this is our second little embankment. That's where the jewelry goes, and then we have our first few patricians moving in, a couple different bridges going across, and here I'm kind of trying to decide where the forum is going to go. So ultimately I understood that we're going to need multiples of these buildings. So originally I thought we'll put some on one side of the river and some on the other, the temple on one side, the bathhouse on the other. But then I realized really we need both on both sides ultimately. So I pushed a bit further away from the river for most of the buildings. So the temple is down, the forum is down, the theater, they're a bit further from the river now, and they'll reach deeper onto the other side of the island. And then conversely, on the other side of that river, we're going to do the amphitheater, and then past the amphitheater we'll do another bath, another temple, another forum, that kind of thing, and that should give us pretty much full coverage of the whole island for all of these things. So eventually we'll start being able to get more patricians and stuff like that. So next to the forum, I threw it down very quickly there, but I decided to put a market next to it because I don't know. Look, I'm no historian, obviously, but to me it's a forum's a meeting ground space for people to chat and stuff. I don't know, outside of the Senate House and stuff. So to me it's yeah, the market should be nearby, or some markets. So the warehouse is next to that as well, because they kind of fit together, and then I did some paving underneath for that as well. The Grammaticus next to the forum as well. I don't know, it just seemed like a place of learning nearby. Why not? senators in the making, something like that, and then the library off of that. So that's kind of what that big rotund looking building is. Across from the library, between the theater and the library, is the Epicure of Water. It's just a beautiful looking building, very ornate, has good area of effect bonuses, so I thought it'd be kind of cool to put it more central. What do they do in the Epicure of Water? It's the oysters, isn't it? Maybe you can get some oysters before you go in to watch a show at the theater. How lovely. Then we've got our officium. So an officium in the center here, just to give a broad-ranging effect to all the different houses and buildings around us. One negative of stacking this many big buildings together is there's very little houses around. And it's difficult to affect even the biggest buildings with different things. You almost, you know, because if I get an item and it makes a temple have further reach or further benefits, it's difficult to make sure that we're in range of that and in range of something else. And there's only 2 slots, right? So I would, if you're an efficient builder, I would never say put all of these right next to each other and then an officium on it, because the officiums can't affect them all, you know. I've gone with a shrine, by the way, there in front of the temple. That's a shrine to Cernunnos. So it has a giant tree on it. It looks really nice. And it's just going to be grass around that. There's some other shrines that I placed down near the library, which is going to be Mars and Minerva. Across from the temple as well is a tabulus building. That kind of looked cool to me. You know, the tabulus is like writing and stuff, so kind of made sense to me to put it near the temple. I did actually play around with putting it near the library, because it makes even more sense there. But I can't remember exactly why, but I just defaulted back to nearby the temple. Either way, it's all pretty close to each other, so I think it's fine. I think we get away with it. Leaving space for some gaps for trees and ornaments. There's really slim pickings at the moment for ornaments. Quite disappointing, actually. It's probably the same amount that was really in Anno 1800 at the beginning, but they know how important ornaments are, and I know DLC is a thing, and I get it, but I would have loved to have just a lot more ornaments here at the beginning, and then a lot more in DLC as well in the future. Like, why not both, if you know what I mean? Because yeah, it's like, to me, it's like, give us like 50 ornaments we can play around, and then give us like some really interesting skins for buildings and stuff. I think it'd sell just fine, like, but maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Anyways, inside this little open air housing block, in a way, we have a nice like kind of pool, some mosaics, some trees and stuff in there, so trying to vary up the blocks of houses that we have as well. That was another kind of important thing for me. It's like, I don't want all the blocks just to look like, you know, 3x2 grids. So trying to vary that up as well. This was just unlocked for me in the, what's it called, the Hall of Fame. So I can't even remember what it's called. It was there on screen for a second, but it's like a little temple pool looking thing. Really nice. It has a little bridge that leads over to it, and because it's like round, it kind of, to me, just matched the library. It's actually slightly off-center from the library, which drives me crazy. In fact, it's the library that's off-center. It's not anything else. So even the temples or the fountains and things that were going in front of it don't line up perfectly, because the library itself is slightly off its own axis. So that was frustrating, but you make do with what you can. It's all because of the diagonal grid system. That is just the way they've implemented it. Is it's just not aligned very nicely. I mean, I can't blame them. I understand why it is the way they've done it. I think they had to do it that way. But if you had just almost more free play, I wish you could almost... Wouldn't it be cool? It's just so silly. Like, why would you even bother? But it'd be cool if you put down the actual building, right? Let's say it's a 3x3, and then you can just move it on that within its 3x3 bounds. That'd be kind of nice. Because for the ornaments, they just don't line up when they're diagonal with things. So it's like, man, if I could just nudge this a little bit, it'd be fine. But this, I mean, why would you do that? It just to appease the 1% of the 1% of people that want that kind of thing. Really, if I could have anything for aesthetics, it's just, I'm quite disappointed they didn't do it for this game, because I complained so much in the previous game about it, which is just allow me to change the base out from a building to match, you know, the cobblestone of the roads or whatever it might be, the flagstone. Because that library, it has grass around it on the very edges. It fades. It's like paving fades. For what, like, why? It's one of the highest tier buildings, and if you look around it, it's just got this like grass going around it, touching the road, and no other building has this. So it's like, why, dude? Like, why does that one fade? And it just feels like they were done by different people or something. There's no consistency across the board for kind of thinking about that. It's a small thing ultimately, but it does stand out. You've got a city that's completely paved, and then you just have like this faded grass around your library. Like, why? So little things like that really bothered me. which, let's be real, if that's bothering me, I think life is pretty good. But you know what I mean? Within the context of the game, I was like, why is it like this? And it's interesting, you don't really think about these things until you pay attention trying to do detailing with buildings and stuff, and then you're like, oh yeah, it's just some strange inconsistencies here. You know, with Manor Lords, I work on Manor Lords, and I've been talking with Greg about cosmetics, and we're not certain exactly what we're going to do, but I've been arguing, like, we could do just the complete free placement of cosmetics, which is to say, like, they're not interacted with by the people, but it's just for detailing. If you want to throw down, like, little barrels and boxes and whatever small little extra detailing objects and clutter the place, why don't we just let people do that, if it's not a performance hit problem? And then other things like benches or what are they called when you have prisoners and you put your hands in those things and your head, whatever they're called, can't think of the word for it right now, but I feel like it begins with P. Pillory, that's it. Yeah, like things like that. They would have collision boxes and they would be interactable, and citizens would interact with them. It's like, to me, that's perfect. Like, best of both worlds. We have a few things that people interact with, and then we have a few things that if you want to go crazy, you can just look into someone's house and, like, throw down a few bushes and, you know, trees and things like that that don't have any gameplay purpose other than just being there and, like, enriching the world. Anyway, getting way off topic. Ultimately, I'm just building in the background, so it's pretty straightforward what I'm doing. I'm just filling in, like, a lot of the houses now, adding some trees, adding some walkable areas with the flagstone around the rivers. We've pretty much taken shape at this point, and it's really just a matter of filling in the gaps now. So temple's going in, I think, and I wanted to give it a bit of space around it so we could add some of those tall torches or braziers. Those ones, the pillars, yes, they look good. There's a couple extra pillars as well in the Hall of Fame I still haven't unlocked yet, so it's kind of exciting that there is still some ornaments to get. I am complaining about there's not enough, but there is some in there that I haven't actually unlocked yet, so I guess there's slightly more than I'm letting on. I was trying to think, yeah, do I fill that in or not, but I just couldn't make it look good, so I ultimately just left them kind of on their own. And then I was deciding where the bath is going to go. So next to the temple seemed good to me, but offsetting their angles just to make them more visually appealing I thought was kind of cool. And I wanted to leave space for an aqueduct to travel behind the back of the temple in the future, and I'll talk about that later in the episode. And then I was trying to match the foliage of the bath with the front little garden porch thing here, right? So not porch, portion. So I noticed that they use flower beds. I noticed they use those little cypress trees or whatever they're called. So I got rid of the trees eventually. I switched the flower beds to red to match that, and then we were able to kind of have an extended, it's like an extension of the same building, you know. Alright, and then we're just filling out more blocks just to the side of the bathhouse. These ones are pretty far out now, so they're not going to get the full effect of, like, the cistern and the market and stuff, so I feel like, I can't remember if I've done it or not, but we need to go back and fix that. Threw a spinner in there. It's a bit low tier for the area, but I wanted the area of effect benefit, and I just thought, hey, if we carve out a little dirt road, add some shrubbery, maybe it would look alright. Maybe. So I was kind of happy with how that came together, but if they're patricians, maybe it would look a bit too out of place. I'm not too sure. Later on, you start getting these like higher tier buildings, right, that have much greater area of effect benefits. Towards the end of this episode, we look at one, it's like the loungers, where they make loungers, and that looks like it has pretty good effects. So that putting that somewhere nearby would be kind of cool. I don't always go with symmetrical layouts for things like this, but it seems to make sense for buildings that are symmetrical when you look at them, so I'm trying to match that. So we have the back of the theater here, and we've got the two fountains. I actually do mention it in this episode, I'm going to mention it now again, although you'll hear this first, I guess, which is the fountain, the double fountain idea. I saw that somewhere on Reddit. It's not my idea. I thought it was a pretty cool idea, though. It's a way to just make that fountain look a lot bigger. And then I just wanted a couple of little extra gardens next to the sanctuary, and that kind of fills out the space to even out for the theater. It is a waste of space. I mean, everything's a waste of space, really, unless you're just building houses and stuff. But it looks nice. I'm pretty happy with it. We then have a flax field here at the back. It's maybe a bit close to the town, but I thought flax just looks really nice, so I wanted to give it a shot and throw in one of the weavers next to it. I can't remember exactly what they're called. It's the building that we're putting down here. Loom Weavery, is it? Yeah. Oh, it's just the weaver. The loom weavery makes the actual togas, but the weaver makes the linen first. Yeah, so I thought that looked really nice. So those buildings have really good models, like really look nice. And they look almost like houses and stuff. So I feel like it does a disservice to put them out of the city. I don't even think we get a benefit from having that in the city. It just looks nice, so decided to include it. Alright, we're kind of getting to the end now. It's been a very long time lapse. But next to the forum, I added some flagstone. You'll notice the flagstone, it's a different material than the forum material. Wish we just had those materials all available, because then everything could blend, but it is what it is. So put down the flagstones, tried a few different things, but ultimately went with those kind of like pillars with the little rooftop tiling things on them. And now we're back out to the old area, and we got to decommission everything that we don't need anymore. Oh yeah, I just wanted to throw in a few, so knowing that I'd be getting rid of like a lot of the buildings out there, I wanted to move the remaining area of effect buildings in and over towards the back of this part of the city. So this bit's a bit not thought out. But it gives them somewhere to hang out, and we can put down a market here and make sure that we have reach on the far buildings on this side as well. It looks okay, actually, but it's not really the full vision for the future. We'll probably upgrade them, make them taller buildings, and then keep pushing the rural things further and further out, and then eventually off island, I would imagine, for a lot of them. Alright, saying goodbye to the old layout, the old roads and stuff. Take a guess at this point of how much income we're going to lose. So we make 2,100 right now. Our population is 9,700 just about. The other stats are like way off just because of how the game was loaded. So we'll see when we resume time in just a minute what kind of crash we're in for. But this is pretty much it. We'll also spend a bit more time in this episode just hanging around and looking at people moving around and getting familiar with the layout, so please be excited. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The beginnings of beautification have taken their toll on the city. There's barely anyone out in the streets, and there's good reason for that. Our economy is in dire straits right now. Negative 200 on the workforce. We were over 2,000 on the balance sheet, and now we're at barely even 1,000. No one's happy. Everything's on fire. Was it worth it? Absolutely. It looks way better. I'm quite happy with it, actually, but there's still a lot to be done. We need to correct the economy and fix things now, get us back to square one. So why has this happened? Well, we've moved the bathhouse and the temple way away from the majority of the population, and that was giving us huge benefits, right? So what we need to do is build another bathhouse on this side and fix the place up. So we are out of concrete right now, so the first thing I'm going to do is move our Caesar over to one of my other islands here and move just another one of these ships over to another island. We're going to pick up some of the concrete and bring it back because they both have concrete. We also have a buy order for it right now, so hopefully it'll just come up. Or in a bit of a pickle. And actually I meant to do something. That happiness is pretty rough, so I'm just going to put down a custodes over there. Now, time is just playing for the first time, so people are going to start flooding into the city streets, experiencing their new buildings for the first time, because that's how it works, right? And we'll check back in on them very soon so we can get a real nice good look at it. But even just straight away, I'm like, this looks so much more visually appealing and interesting, and we're going to follow this sort of blueprint now as we build out. This is really how I should have done it from the beginning, right? Just taking my time to lay it out in an interesting way. But I felt the need, not knowing how the AI were going to really progress, it's like we just need to put stuff down in advance, you know? At least that's how I felt. I could have just paused time and done it, though. But anyways, here we are nevertheless. So what we're going to do is build a new aqueduct source over on this side. And I guess I'll start to remove some of the roads here. We'll move this a bit further out. Continue that over. I need to get rid of some of these trees. So we want to connect it to this aqueduct so that we can actually bring the water back into the city. For the port town, as it was. Port Liberty, as I've been calling it. Probably just going to have to move this like this. And we're going to have to make some cuts. Something like that, I believe the British would say. Yeah, alright. So, we'll leave that in place because every bit of concrete matters.
It is clever and essential.
And we'll do blueprint mode. So we'll just go straight across here. Straight.
May our soils reek ripely in your care, that when seeded they burst forth with abundance.
Right, there we go. So we just need to plug some concrete into that and water will get flowing again. Ooh, got a little riot going on straight away. Is there any custodies up here? Negative. Alright, we'll try to put another one down. We don't have the workforce for these, though. I don't know if they'll even do anything. But God help you, try. So yeah, so I'm thinking just a bath and a temple somewhere here. We've only got 40,000 though, so we're gonna spend all the money on the bathhouse. The reason I keep saying bath instead of temple is because the bath provides fire safety, whereas the temple doesn't. It's more devotion, so I'd rather get the fire safety down, or up, the fire safety up, the fire risk down, and health benefits and stuff. But they both give the same amount of population, so I'm confident that will fix the population issue if we could just throw that down. But I just blew through the concrete so quickly that I didn't leave enough to have some left over. All right, let's get Caesar to come back with that concrete. You can actually pick up. What are you doing, Rose? I'll let Caesar go. We have an order. Order for 5 crates at Manx. Not just that one, but Procurator Corvinus needs 37 tons of weapons or talents. And we can only get that here. And we have them here, so we're going to send Caesar off to get that. God knows we need the money. Gods know. Need to get my terminology right. Alright, while we are waiting a little bit for the ships to return, we could have a quick look at this and see how things are looking. So just to get refamiliarized with where everything is, and it's subject to change, of course, to small varying degrees, we've got the library right here, the theater, the bathhouse, the temple, and the forum. So those are our major buildings. I actually didn't anticipate in keeping them so close together, but we're just going to need multiple. The amphitheater, I'm hoping to place here. It's going to take a while to get the money back up for that, actually. Hey, we just hit 1,000. Anyway, so the amphitheater somewhere there, and then another sort of bath on this side, another temple maybe back where it was originally, that kind of thing. And that way we've got a good even spread of everything. The amphitheater, people tell me, reaches almost the entire island coverage, so we should be fine for that. Yeah. Wow, you got back really quick. Alright, cool. I guess it's not that far, it's just one island over. So, take your weapons. 37 of them. And be gone. To White Cliff. See you later. Alright, so let's get this built. Okay, water will return. Now, let's get the bath built. Probably just place it here. If I could rotate it correctly. That should be fine. That gives us pretty much full reach of the port town, right? So we're at negative 190 workforce right now. Now we're at negative 16. That's what I like to see. And we just brought fire safety into the positive. Happiness could be better, but it's not too bad now. Not too bad at all. So that's corrected a lot of the problems. I mean, it's eating away at more money, of course. You have to upkeep these buildings, and we've barely got anything left in the bank. But if we go to Albion, we can quickly hand in those 5 crates that we had gotten previously to Manx. Here you are, sir. Excellent. So was it 7,000, I think? Yes, cool. Alright, we're moving back. I can't remember what's going on, by the way, so we're just gonna have to wing it. I've been very, very disjointed in this series. I do apologize. I plan on getting much more focused, but unfortunately, the damage has been done. But we'll recover, and we'll make it work. And then maybe when the game gets an update, we'll start a new one or something. Or we'll just keep going. We'll see what happens. So let's, while we're waiting on a few things, see what's going on over here. We've got 32 concrete. We could do a little bit of improvement to some of the roads. Like such. So that's nice and concretified. And is that it, really? That's everything I've got. Another ship should have pulled up by now. Or it should be almost here. Oh, did I ever collect it? Oh, such a fool. Give me the 70 from here as well. And of course, we have a buy order on, so I expect some concrete just to come in naturally from passive trade. Unrest in Tara. I hate to see it. Let's see what's going on out here. You've got 588 happiness. What do you have to complain about, huh? I guess just the fact that you know there's no cops around. So let's get you some. It also seems like the most tame riot I've ever seen. They're just like, you know, passively complaining from the safety of their own homes. They're starting up now. Alright. Custodes again, please. We'll place one down here. Actually, not a bad spot for it. Man, I love Tara. Tara's cool. This place is doing fine. No issues here anyway. So we'll head back. I want to stay focused in Latium for a while. So let's check on things. I didn't really do that. And we're also waiting on concrete to arrive. So this house, for instance, what are you lacking? What do you have? So we're good for most things. On the services front, you're slightly low on the market, but you're gaining. You must have been just out of range for concrete. The road, I guess, before. But now you're okay. So apart from that, you're just missing the aqueduct. You don't have an aqueduct cistern here? Really? Oh, yeah, I guess so. It's all the way over there. Does that make the difference? It probably does for that house, but none others. So the plan was to splinter the aqueduct and go this way with one aspect of it. And, well, actually, here's the ultimate plan. So ideally, we connect these two together. But if we can't, which we can't right now, we will just build another aqueduct parallel to this one. So just two traveling together, going down, and then one splits off to the right and one splits off to the left. So we feed a portion of the town water from this side, and we feed a portion of maybe farms or whatever from that side. That kind of thing. So that's roughly what I'm planning. I mean, we'd have to go across here and then over that way. This one can feed... Actually, I mean, this place is now taken care of if we leave it with this, I suppose. But I do plan on reworking this eventually, too. Because ultimately, what's it called? Amphitheater. It's going to go here. Big circle. Although nothing's a circle in the game, so obviously it is a rectangle. But we're going to build around that. Patricians and eques, and then ideally not even have any plebeians or liberty here in future. They'll be on other islands. So knowing that's all on the cards and coming in, it was probably a bit overkill to do this whole town layout. Although it served us well. I mean, it made pretty good money and everything for a long time. We're still a little bit low on the workforce side of things. We got too much plebeians, so maybe we could just lower down a block. And that will just balance us for a little while. The city status did go down, by the way. We were at 7, we're at 6 now. But not too bad. Alright, anyway, so we figured that for those guys. And this area is the work in progress area. Let's have a look at some of the other buildings that we've got, right? Oh, actually, we never assigned items. So the officium. We do have this lady here, the tutoring tabulist. She gives extra knowledge. So we're currently at 10,800 pretty much.
It's an honor.
Now we're at 10,860. So not much, but she's +1 knowledge for every house affected by a tabulus that is in range of this. There's one tabulus here. So basically these houses get the effect. So fine. Something, it's a little bit of a bonus. As for the Governor Villa, you'll notice there's barely any coverage around it now. So that was a major portion of where we were getting like money and a few other things from, and that's kind of all gone. So let's see. Income area of effect 1.5 and a reduction of upkeep. It's just for the markets in range though. So he's currently affecting... Do we get to see how many houses you're affecting actually? I mean, I can see the green dots, obviously, or the arrows, but I wonder, does it show me the number? No, I don't think so. Basically, I'm just wondering, where should I move this guy to? This is a sanctuary in Phantom. Get the benefits of this. There is a sanctuary nearby. So, yep, that works. Income from markets in range 1.5. So, I'm just wondering, you know, should I move this guy? Reduction of upkeep of a market by 75%. Who cares? A market? What do they even cost? 14? It should be reduces upkeep of all buildings that are in range of markets, no? That's what you think a gold legendary item would be like that. Maybe it is, but I doubt it. That'd be awesome though, because then it's like, yeah, all of these buildings would have pretty substantial upkeep. They'd be great to get that lowered down. So anyway, let's just take him out of here for a second. We're only at 200 income now. Now we're at 35. Throw him in here instead.
Ready to earn, boss?
It didn't change at all. That's because our market is just out of range of this building. Might swap those around then. Why not? Let's just move these for a sec. Bring that down.
So much lost potential.
I guess we could bring that down and bring these up here. Something like that. Now he's in range, so we get a little bit of money, but it's not even as much as it was before. So it's not really worth it. You need a very dense urban district for this type of item to really pay off, I think. So we'll just place him back in where he was.
Ready to earn, boss?
Ready to earn. Yeah. Let's get a few of these houses just nearby for now. At least they make a little bit more money that way, just even ever so slightly. I won't move anything else. So, I assume, did we buy concrete or something? Yeah, the money jumped down a little bit. And the income significantly went down. So what else are we losing? So we checked in on this guy. They've now got everything, so they're okay.
Except for ambition.
What do we got? A festival in Tara, the Hygeia Festival. Pay 8,500, you get a random special. Just give them cheese. Give them the cheese. A nomadic herder has joined. Okay. So yeah, just wanted to quickly check on these things. So we're lacking bird tongues in aspic. I can't even remember what we were doing with that. We're definitely making them. Let's check globally, I guess. There they are. We do make enough. Are they on a trade route? They are. The trade route is called Londinium Exports 1. And it does come here, actually. Where are you now? You are just about to pick that stuff up. And there is none in storage. Just 5 in storage right now. What's going on with that? I thought we had pretty good... I mean, we could see how much is coming in, actually. But 5 is quite low. Like everything's collapsing. It wasn't on this island, it was the other island, wasn't it? Yes, it was Tara. We did it over here, the bird charmer and all that kind of thing. And then over here, if I recall correctly, that's where we get the tongues. And you're bringing that to storage. There it is. So you just don't have enough right now. We don't really have enough nobles to build more of these. It's another 17. I wonder, are we producing too much tongue or anything? Nope. But the demand for it is slightly higher than what we produce. Okay, so this is every 2 minutes and this is every 1 minute 30, I see. But that's okay. Well, it might not be, actually, yeah. Damn. Alright, let's just build another one. Ah, stop. There's no shortage of workforce. What are you talking about? I'll just upgrade some of those mercators. Alright. Balanced as all things should be. So we're not going to be producing enough of the base ingredients, but we'll never stop this running. So that'll be okay. Right? Or did I do that wrong? This is every 2 minutes. This is every... Oh, I'm such an idiot. I did it wrong. We need another one of these. Another tongue plucker. Can't do it sideways now. That would have been a nice spot for it. This can work here, actually. People had said, by the way, I was like, oh, I put them together and the negatives don't stack. People say, yes, they do. Is that true? Nearby tongue plucker, -2. No, they don't stack. Although the renderers do. Oh, maybe it's because it's not active yet. Okay, I eat my words. It is right there. 2 render... Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure the positives don't stack, though. Like, if you put down 2... like, buildings that give you a happiness benefit, you don't get twice the happiness, do you? This is worth looking into. Because that changes everything, if that's true. So, for instance, this is fire safety. Yeah, it's +3 fire safety. Let me just temporarily just connect this over here. Right, so that's been affected already. That would be affected by 2 things.
Half decent scran on cockles. Shells are handy too.
But it's not. We just have the 3. It's still the same. Damn, that's pretty punishing then. If you're going to stack the negatives, but not the benefits, that's pretty rough, I feel. But okay, fair enough. Right, we need to make sure we've got enough small birds, which is such a sad thing. But let's see. We do just about. We'll be slightly low. But if we can afford doing another one, why not? On island 1. So it's just the one charmer over there. Do these affect each other? They seem to, yes. Alright, so we used some of the noble workforce to work that building. Not as much as we built, but it's just about good enough. 178. Let's just move this over. There we go. Alright, that should fix that. Massive inefficiencies, but it's been fixed. And it can reach the warehouse and everything. Cool. So that should increase the bird tongues in aspect. That was all just in service of those patricians we had back home. And I looked at things in the opposite order, so that's just my bad. Alright, we are positive for money. We're gaining now again. Slowly but surely, so that's good. I didn't check if we'd arrived at Whitecliff yet, but let's just assume that that's taken care of now. So what are you lacking? You're lacking a Grammaticus nearby. Yeah, we can give you that as well. We'll figure out the placement of these later. Alright, so you'll have your Grammaticus. So you're okay for tier 2. You will be okay for this. It's just a huge amount you get from that. We're going to get income, happiness, and prestige. The trade routes are already set up, so it's just a matter of time. Next up, then, we have the jewelry and the cloaks. So income plus 6, prestige 2 for supplying that. Looks like we've got everything else. So, and that's what everything is the tiers below. So I don't even need to check the other tiers. Yeah, okay, that's not too bad then. Let's just focus. We'll just go linearly through these things. So the next thing then is necklaces. So we'd already set up the gold washer. Yeah, there's a few things that I'm not doing anymore, actually, that I worry I haven't really planned for. So this isn't in range of a warehouse anymore. Let's just get a warehouse built somewhere here then. Just keep that alive for now. Okay, so there's our gold washer. We now have 4 gold ore. And we did just build a smelter. I thought I built it over here, didn't I? Am I losing my mind? Thought I did. Nope, we don't have one on the island. Okay, we'll place one down here. Yeah, see, the initial idea was that the gold would just go straight into that thing. I didn't realize that this was a separate building. That's where the necklaces are made. Do we get a benefit from the necklace building? Negative fire safety, but increased prestige. So it's kind of cool to have it nearby. But yeah, this is just negative to fire safety. So again, we'll just stack it with all the other negatives, I guess.
Oh, yes, you must. Pop in for a look-see.
Okay, so let's have a look at the timing on this. Every 4 minutes, and that's every 1 minute. Wow, so you can have quite a few of these. Now, that is plebeian workforce, and it's not that much, actually. So we'll do another one. Pop another one right here. Gold washer. This isn't actually connected to anything, so we'll just connect it in. Might look kind of nice if we do it this way. Alright, so that's 2. So you could have 2 more. Another one here. They're going to need their own way across, I would imagine. Do you have access to a warehouse? There's a warehouse back there they can get to. You're increasing devotion to Ceres. Nice. The population is recovering. We're nearly back up to 9,000. So that's good. And that's why the devotion is going up, I assume. So yeah, not bad. Ooh, we've got a little quest available. I'll check that in a sec. Might just pop this on the other side, because then that could actually probably make it straight over into that building. And then a 4th one. That's the glass blower we have there. So I'm going to move this glass blower. No, you can stay where you are. We'll do a gold washer here as well then. You can reach this building too. Okay, so there we go. So 2 of the 4 gold washers are able to reach the goldsmith. The goldsmith's doing his thing, and then that has to go down into the town. Now, it's not going to be able to reach the jewelers from here. It'll have to come out of the warehouse. Oh, I just realized. Yeah, damn. This is blocked now. Just pop that there for a second. Yeah, Yeah, that does change things. Although I did say that we don't... this isn't actually in reach. It doesn't really matter, so I can just move that back where it was. As per the original design. Yeah. They'll probably do another skin for the market eventually. I hope they give a more, like, upmarket look to it. Although it's kind of cool just having it across from the forum anyway. But yeah, we've got some concrete again, so let's do concrete roads. Anywhere it's missing now. That block I'm a little less certain of being there. So, we don't have to focus on that for too long. This area though I'm happy with. This area I'm pretty happy with, and this area I'm pretty happy with. Yeah, I think that's going to be probably it, and a little bit in there. Alright, cool. Okay, looking a bit better. Things are progressing. We're blowing through money, but it's getting better. Population's getting better. What's the quest? Oh no! Governor, there's been a terrible accident. Tell me more.
Manuscript of the play, The Golden Abs. At least that's what the title says.
The messy manuscript is in dire need of repair.
Rather a mess. A terrible accident, like I said. But no use crying over spilt wine. You wouldn't happen to have any, materials?
As the custodian of the city's repository of knowledge, the librarian treasured each scroll as a vessel of ancient wisdom. One ill-fated day, a slip of the hand tore the delicate parchment of a prized manuscript. Surely she can cover up the mistake. What do you need? You need some sheep and wheat. That's alright, we've got that, don't we?
Thank you ever so much, dear. I'll have this fixed in no time. I might even improve on the plot of the play.
Okay. Alright. Wait a few minutes, that's fine. Okay, cool. So, by the way, yeah, just thought we'd have a look over something. This is our little, like, compound for the fire station and the Medici. Quite happy with how that kind of looks overall. Probably want to clean up this road, make it look a bit better. This is our theater, outside the back of the theater. I guess the front of the theater, really. Is it the... I don't know. Which one do... I guess this is the front. Yeah, I guess that's the back. Looks quite cool. Quite happy with that. Again, quite a limited pool of ornaments to use, so I tried to get somewhat creative with them. A lot of this stuff is inspired by just different screenshots and things I'd seen on Reddit. Like the two fountains, I saw someone else do that. That's not my invention. But I decided to do the gardens, if that's any consolation. In fact, I forgot to do grass underneath them, just to make it look a little more kept. Well kept. Yeah, a little bit better, and that's going to increase our prestige a little bit too. The road is doing this funky thing here. I don't think you can do anything about that. That's just the road thinking it's connecting to the building on this side, which I guess it is. The other things that we didn't look at yet, yeah, we've got the shrines. So this is the Shrine of Cernunnos. Then we've got another two shrines down here to Minerva and Ceres. Not affecting that many roads. Again, I just kind of went with the placement I thought was coolest and made the most visual sense. Grammaticus near the forum, patricians, they love swimming around in here. They love swimming up by the bath. The baths can almost, they're almost at the same height as the temple in some ways. And I feel like I tried pushing this further up, but I just felt like it looked best a bit further down. And the initial, I don't know if I just said it in this episode or not, because basically I did like a 5-minute recording, then decided... Oh, hang on.
Not to worry, I will produce a copy.
The manuscript is worse off than before. The librarian will have it reproduced instead. Okay. But yeah, the idea is that we're going to place this up here, the villa, and have a little compound surrounding that with some nice things in there. And by nice things, I mean like buildings that you might see in the villa. So like a toga maker or the tabulus or something like that. Maybe even the epicure of water or something. Because these do provide area of effect benefits too, so it could look pretty cool in there. I'm waiting to see this jewelry get made. Oh, we don't have minerals. Don't we ship them in? Arminum exports. So we're picking up pigments. Is it pigments or minerals they need? No, they need minerals. I do vaguely remember this. We went to another island for them. This one. But it looks like I never set up a route for that. Hang on then. So it's this island up here. Oh yeah, we haven't even done any building on it at all. Oh, let me check something then. So, raw materials. We have 117 minerals right here. So there's 2 of these mineral crushers on the island right there. This is every 45 seconds. This is every minute. So we do actually produce slightly more minerals than we need, even just here. Huh. And if we compare that to Rome, would we still have enough? It would be just about even. Okay, we could just ship it over though, then. The trick is finding a ship that can do it. I guess we'd need a second route. That's Arminum. Eventually I will get it from the other island, but just for now, for this episode, I think we'll just do it from this one. So let's just go from here to here again. It's our second route. I can't remember what any of these ships do. Idle ships, Aquila. Is this in this region? It's got 4 things, sure. Okay, that should be that. Where is the ship? It's in a different... I'm so confused. It's carrying stuff already. Damn, it's in a different place. I don't know, I can't read that menu properly.
There is a shortage of workforce in one of your cities.
It's this one. Oh, it's in transit, is it? Was it already on a route? Why does it have cheese and brooches on it? This has a thing already. I'm so confused. Let's see. So that's fine. Oh, I renamed the wrong route. Oh god, I'm an idiot. The ship is here. Jesus Christ. Alright, sorry guys. I get it now. So, but where is this ship? You are in Albion. You're not moving though. That's... Wait. So that's the symbol telling me where they are. Okay, right. I'm so confused though as to just where you are. This one. I'm looking for the Aquila. What? Why is this so difficult? Alright, back to Albion. Let's see if we can find Aquila. There you are. So you're in transit as well. It's on its way. Okay, it was there. It has the symbol. I just didn't recognize the symbol, the Albion symbol. Fair enough, that's my bad. But it's on its way and it's empty. That's all that matters. It's going to take a while to get there. And I need to go back, actually, and hand in those weapons. My bad.
Think on it.
Alright, there's your weapons. 12 grand, actually, not bad.
All good people are friends with each other.
What did we just get?
Aren't we?
Income 1.2 for residences in range. 1.2. I guess we'll just leave that here. Got a bunch of military ships here, that's fine. And we have one idle trade ship. Gotcha. Yeah, sorry. You know, for me, it's been a little while. It's been like 2 weeks since I played the game. So I obviously need to get better, get familiar, and just remember how things work. But at least we've recovered the economy. Just about. Need to get it back to the 2 grand income that we had before. That'd be nice. I'm certain, though, if we got enough money to add the temple back in on this side, we get another further 2 population for everyone here. Things would really boost again. I don't know if you make money per person, though. I assume it's per household, right? Yeah, I assume so. So even getting the extra people, I mean, it'd be good to get the workforce, but I don't think I'm not exactly sure why the money suffered so bad. Oh, I guess it's because we just lost a lot of what was in the radius of this, right? Yeah, that must be it. Okay. But yeah, we'll build a big district around the Governor Villa up here. But for aesthetic purposes, I do want to have some clearing around it just to make it look a little nicer. And research, I don't even think we got one thing this episode, but this one's almost about to be done. An officium permit allows you to build one more officium on your islands. Don't really need it. Need more items. There's the concrete. Alright, so all the concrete's been delivered in. Sorry, it took a while with that. I'm just trying to think what I should do just before we wrap it up. I wanted to make those necklaces. It's going to take a little while for that ship to come in. We could make a manual delivery of the pigments. Or the minerals. So let's do that. Speed up time for it too. And then it'd just be nice to see what our income kind of settles at once we do that. We're starting to make gold. We've got 7 or 8 gold now in the island. They just don't have their minerals yet, and then they'll be banging out necklaces. After that, we're going to focus again. We're going to hop back to Albion the next episode, focus up on making cloaks and getting them to come back here. I'll study my trade routes a little bit better then as well. Hopefully then with a bit of a cash injection and do a few other quests. Actually, that's something we could do. You've got stuff going again? 350 tons of sardines. Absolutely. I can do that. That's okay. What about you? Concordia. Ooh, destroy 6 quinqueremes and a trireme. And we get 32,000 plus a lamellary armor. Don't really care about the item actually, but that's a chunk of change that I like the look of. For a little less, residences would gain 1.2 happiness. This seems better actually. I mean, the money's less, but the item, the character is much better. Iron grade ironist. Residences in range get happiness. There's nothing to do with iron, really. Ironic, right? Sure. Yeah, I'd split the difference with the money just to do this. Plus, it's easier anyway, so let's do that. I don't have that many military ships in this theater, though, so we have to be a bit careful with that. And I guess we'll queue up, send some back, because Queso started getting more aggro again, right? So you have an item on you. You can transfer that in. We'll just bring 3. Alright, they're gonna go back together. This guy can give us more money. 1.2 per residence in range. That's another couple hundred. That's good. Ship's under attack. We'll just head back and see what's going on. Ooh. That's alright. We managed to get out of it. Alright, we're going to pincer that ship from 2 sides, so that should be okay. I just never picked up that stuff either. This is the ship that was going to do that, yeah. I need to save this guy though before he gets killed. Keep going, keep going, keep going. He's taking damage, but from what? Is the dock out here firing on him? No, that's just a trading pier, right? There's no military stuff on that. It'll be a tough fight here, because we don't... It's a bigger ship than ours. But he was weak, and my other ship is rushing to get up here. Now we got him. Alright, no problem. Let's just go and heal up. We'll let you heal up as well and put you back on the route then in a minute. Maybe I should pick up whatever we got here. Hey, weapons. Nice. Alright, so this ship's going to heal for a little while. Just a minute or two. We'll send that back to the other island. The other one's on the way already, so I can pick up the minerals again. And then the trade ship is entering this theater in a moment, hopefully, to just do this automatically as well. Alrighty, give me what you got. We'll just take the bulk for now. Bring it over. We should leave a reserve so that the other thing can always process some into powder. Okay. You're fine to get going again, and you can start healing now, and you can drop off your weapons. Great. Hey, look at that, 830. That's what I like to see. We're clawing it back. Absolutely clawing it back. I look forward to the next episode and kind of reset, rethink everything, and yeah, observe my routes and then form a plan of attack just to make money. I mean, really, we could just start scaling up, right? I want to touch on a few of these different islands. Just start mass bombing houses down there and, yeah, getting loads of workforce just at these bottom tiers and just start producing, you know? I'm very careful to not over-expand. I don't know why, right? We should just be building. We have wood, just keep building. That's really what you need to be doing. So I just want to get a bit better at that. I want to build thoughtfully, which is why I kind of hold off on it, though, I guess. Alright, the ship has almost come in. We'll just dock here, actually, which is good. Drop that and drop that. That's that done. Alright, these guys can go and heal together. So, we've dropped in the minerals. This means now this guy's going to be fetching those minerals. We've got 100. Has to go all the way over to this warehouse to get it. It's quite far. And then all of our different houses are going to get a +6 income benefit. And I'm hoping we'll be on about, I don't know, 1,200, something like that. Because we don't have that many patricians. Does it tell me how many households, actually? Yes, 121. Oh, so we I mean, 120... So we should get at least 600. 700, really, if my math is correct. So 700, about 1,500 total. Conservatively speaking, I would hope. Once we start supplying these guys, anyway. And we need that money ultimately to get that amphitheater going. Well, really, we need the money so we can build another temple and then build the amphitheater. Oh, the quest. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's you. Well, don't look at the manuscript. It's hideous.
Yeah, what is the situation with this?
Oh, jolly good.
She couldn't reproduce
Now,
it.
I
One of
hate to
Valeria
ask,
Diana's
but
skill
after
scribes,
I
though, may be able
asked
to.
it,
Okay.
Do you have a scribe?
I'll find one for you.
I'm afraid I cannot be of much help.
Benbalion cannot do it. Okay. Benbalion. There we go. Love to see it. Look at this. Oh, it looks so nice. Just imagine going for a little walk along the river, along the streams, buy some jewelry. I can imagine a little patrician doing that. How long does it take, actually, for a cycle of one? So it's a minute 30. So we're making more gold than they need. So that's good. And then we have loungers. Did we ever do anything with this? I think we've actually just unlocked these recently because it wasn't there before. This is population income. Loungers will be a cool building to put inside of the, what you call it, the Governor Villa bounds. I don't know why. It just seems like it would make sense. And what does it do for us? It's population 1, income 5. Oh, actually, it would be nice to get it down into the town then, wouldn't it? Somewhere. Oh, sorry. Its area of effect is only 2 prestige and -1 fire safety. All right. But its needs are quite good. There we go. We're starting to do it. The supply is building. Give me the money. We're up to 720. It has fallen a bit. I really want to trace and pay attention to why it fell. Like, what are we not supplying fully? You know, there must be something fluctuating. The foods look good. These look pretty good. And these look good. So yeah, I don't know. It might be in Albion, actually, possibly. Alright, there we go. We're over 1,000 again. Money's building up. I'll slow time back down. That's really all I wanted to see. I just wanted to see it climbing. We've kind of done the math on it. We know where it's roughly going to land. It should be on about 1,500, maybe 1,400 now that the money went down just ever so slightly. But as these houses get their necklaces... Oh, hand mirrors are gaining. Why? We don't make those, do we? What's happening there? I have no idea how that could be. Could there be a festival or an item or something that's come in? Or do we make some through passive trade? I'm not buying any. We're in fact telling them to sell when we have some. And yet there it is. 57% supply. Let's check the effects. Population, fire safety, I have no idea. Oh, there's way more things. Prestige and fire safety. I don't know. I don't know where that's coming from. Hand mirrors. We're just getting it for free somehow.
Open my gullet like a fish for oysters and caviar.
Yeah, strange. Let me know if you have any idea where we're getting that from. I really don't know. Unless there's a tech or, like I said, religion maybe that's some bonus that's giving it to us somehow. No, we lost our... Yeah, if we don't have those bonuses. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Sorry, I've gone on long enough. We're going to call it there. Hopefully, I'll be back just in a day or two with a more informed, a slightly more informed episode. Slightly. And yeah, we'll set up more traders to get the population going again. Try to get the workforce back for the Liberty so we can build more ships, increase trade, and just scale up on all of our islands. That's really the goal. We'll probably focus on Albion and keep going through the patrician needs, because it's a good way to make money, actually. But really, I'd like to just start also spending time on some of these other islands and just build up a cursory little small workforce. And yeah, work our way towards 2,250 patricians so we can do the amphitheater. That's ultimately the goal. And then we've got culture, the standing lyres and chariots. Nice. All right, that's going to be it for me. Thank you very much for watching. Hope everyone had a good Christmas break and New Year. And I'll see you in the next one.